Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise, this is Rich with your Table Talk Thursday. Hold on a second. Somebody's going to say hello here because I have the treats out. Say hi. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let me just give her her treats here, and we will get into the Table Topics Cube. Go ahead there. Go wild, baby girl. You deserve it. She has been, I don't want to say neglected, because she's certainly not been neglected. But she, because of the puppies and Karen and all that, she hasn't been getting as much daddy time as she used to whenever it was just her and Karen. So yeah, we're spending a little time together right now. Anyway, as per usual on our Table Topics Thursday, we will be pulling from the Table Topics Cube. If you'd like to get your own, go into the description below. There's a link for ones that are similar, not necessarily this one that comes from this company because they don't make this one specifically anymore. Anyway, I have had quite the day with customers, or a certain customer that was quite rude and had done the stereotypical Italian mother guilt walk out and sob. And yeah, I hope I get a topic from this Table Topics Cube that allows me to talk about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about that. I do have a... Sorry about that. Hold on. There we go. I do have another video. We actually, my partner, he bought one of those like mystery boxes, and we had done the unboxing. I filmed that on my phone, so hopefully I can edit and upload everything as needed. So hopefully that video comes out either today or whenever you're seeing this on Thursday, or on Friday, probably on Friday. Let's do it on Friday. As long as if the video and all that transfers over to the computer, fantastic. You'll see it on Friday. But yeah, I have all the description, or all the pertinent details about where you can get your own mystery box and whatnot. Yeah, so look forward to that. And then Saturday we have our Witchy Book Club series, and Sunday with Christo-Pagan Sundays. In the meantime, we are doing Table Topic Thursdays. Let me go through my really quick spiel here. Let's see how long it takes me. I'm at 3 minutes. Okay, if you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and down here and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because you might be notified if or when I put up a new video. YouTube might let you know. Hit that thumbs up button if you like these videos. Hit that thumbs down if you dislike these videos. It all appeases the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. If you like or dislike, agree, disagree, or have anything to contribute, especially to the Table Talk Thursdays, go ahead and leave a comment anyway. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into our topic of this week. Wow, 40 seconds. Fantastic. I'm quite the professional. Anyway, let's get into this week's topic. Let's grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your beverage, whatever it may be. Sit on back, relax, and we are talking about... Oh, what would you do if someone was cheating off your test? Okay. If somebody was cheating off my test, I'm one of those people. It's like, okay, it depends on the person. Okay, I have something on my shirt, and I don't know what it is. It's right here. Okay. It depends on the person and depends on the situation. Depends on the gravity of the test. If this is a test for school where there is a honor code type of violation that will occur and we both will get in trouble, then absolutely not. I'm sorry, you should have studied harder. However, if this is those situations where it's like, okay, you got to take this test to pass something at work, you know, like, oh, what did you get for this one? It's completely stuff that we never use in actual work day life, like day-to-day work life. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answers to the test because they're going to be readily available answers at any point in time. This is not emergency stuff that you have to know. It's basically knowing where to find the answer to whatever question. So, those situations, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna help you out. No problem, no issues whatsoever on that one. But like I said, if it's an honor code type of violation type deal where you are actually going to school and Jelly's playing in the box. Yes, I still have this mess behind me. Hopefully, because I have tomorrow off, which means tonight I can work throughout the night to work in here. Jelly, please stop. Uh, that means that I can actually work to try to get this room a little bit more organized and, uh, you know, able to be gotten around. Anyway, in the situations where it's an honor code violation or something like that, it's totally the integrity portion of it. Like, okay, you need to study harder. If you have problems studying, you certainly cannot cheat off of my test because if it's found out that you cheated, I get hit for it too. And I have issue with that. Um, that type of situation, absolutely, I will not tolerate that because I'm not getting in trouble because of your lack of studying. Um, has it happened in like high school and all that? Uh, okay. I had a history class in was it my sophomore? Actually, I think it might have been my junior year. No, it was my sophomore year. My sophomore year, I had a history class with Mr. Grimm. This guy, for one, he was a drunk. He was an alcoholic. He actually got into an accident while drinking. Whenever my aunt was going to school, he badmouthed about my grandfather in front of her without her realizing that was her father, and she stood up to him and whatnot. And I think whenever it finally clicked in his brain who I was, like towards the end of the school year, he just kind of flipped out on me one day. But anyway, I digress. During that school year, uh, because he didn't pay attention at all. So one person would actually have like the test in front of them, and they'd have the book in their desk, like under their desk, kind of on their lap. And they had, because everything was multiple choice, they had like a little code, like I'll tap my foot once for A, two for B, and like all you would hear is and so and once it was done, everybody goes and writes down on their paper what the letter was that corresponded with the number of taps and all that. So yeah, it was totally a thing that was done in high school. This guy was so spaced out of his mind, he had no idea what was going on, and if he did, he was a crap teacher either way, so it really didn't matter. um but yeah, that I didn't realize that people were cheating until like halfway through the school year, and like somebody's like, "Yeah, they're signaling the answers. How are you not understanding this?" I'm like, "Cause I just study and do my own thing. I never really paid attention to other people's nefarious plans, unless I was brought in on those plans, and I really didn't care." So, yes, I have seen people cheat off of a test, but not something that, like, I'm not one of those people that had such high marks that somebody cheated off my test. But I wasn't like I wasn't one of those that would cheat off of another person's. So yeah, for the answer to the question, what would I do if someone was cheating off my test? Um, Again, it depends on the situation. Now, for story time. um, I have to tell you about this incredibly horrible customer that came in. I've had kind of a crap week with certain customers. To give you a little background, as many of you know, that I work at a storage unit facility. Because I don't represent the storage unit facility on my YouTube channel, I will not give you the name of the storage unit facility. You have seen me in a blue shirt. but I try to keep the name hidden, and if you see it, then you know. Otherwise, I don't advertise for them, this and that, so I'm not really a spokesperson for them. So, what had happened at our facility, since we were sold from one company to this corporation, a very mom and pop type situation to a corporate situation. Uh, a lot of our tenants had the tendency to be babied because we walked them through something. Because if you are happy and you are storing things and you have no reason to move out besides, oh crap, I gotta pay my storage unit bill this month. If that's your only thing and you have the money to pay for it, you're not going to think twice about, going through the aggravation of actually moving everything out. Um, and that's happened a lot. And we've had tenants that have been there for like 10 plus years. It's insane. Spending thousands and thousands of dollars every year on storage for stuff that they never visit, that they never see, that whenever it's time for them to actually move stuff out of there, they end up donating about half of it. It's kind of a disgusting thing to see how much people throw away in terms of money and in terms of possessions and whatnot, or hold on to things that they don't really need. But I say, as I have a whole bunch of crap behind me that needs to be organized and put away in their respective areas. So we go to this lady, Juanita, as we will call her. That is actually her first name. Juanita has a unit. Actually, she technically, legally does not have a unit. It is her son, David, has a unit in his name. His mother, Juanita, has all of her stuff in that unit. Climate control, all that jazz. There was a situation where our billing period for the month of June was not charged to over 400 people that are on our facility. To give you an estimation of how many people we actually have on the facility is a little over 600. So we have about 600 people. More than half of those get hit with no bill in June. So, some of them paid it because they figured, oh, the company's going to come after us anyway for it. Some didn't. And they made up in their mind, even though I told them, I said, I can only show you what the computer shows me. If this is what date it's given me that you are paid until, that's all I can tell you. I have no other records beyond whenever the new storage unit corporation took over. I have no other financial records for you at this time. So, you're going to have to take that up with the former company. So, that all happened, and now the company that I work for now, the corporation, caught on that there's over $50,000 not accounted for the month of June. No clue why. No clue who made this change, because we don't have the power at our level to do it. And it had to be somebody in like the IT department or something like that had the power to do it, that screwed with all these accounts. And they're saying that they have no clue who did it. All they know is they want their money back. Okay, fine. So it's told to Juanita, okay, you have to pay this bill and this and that. And, we were told not to fight with them. If they pay, fantastic. If they don't, if they can't afford it, if they thought they were getting a month free, you know what, just let it go, and the company will eat it. This is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they should have just said, you know what, we're writing it off. It was our mistake. Make it right. However, that's not the company that I work for, apparently. And so anyway, Juanita was actually late on her payment for her regularly scheduled payment that she was due for. She got a late fee at the New Jersey standard of, we do 18% or it's $20 or 18% of your rent price, whichever is higher. That is the New Jersey standard. That is what the statute reads. And she flipped out because her late fee was $75. So she comes in and she's like, I can't believe this. I'm really a nice person, but these people you're working for, they are crap, blah, blah, blah. Little tiny skinny Italian lady with a mouth like a sailor. And she's like, and we got a free month. I said, excuse me, you did not get a free month. And before this, I talked to her on the phone, and whenever she called, I said, technically, I cannot talk to you because you are not the tenant. Legally, if I don't know who you are, if I don't know that you are the spouse, mother, sister, brother, whoever of the individual that is renting the unit, and even if you are, unless I have their permission to talk to you, I cannot legally discuss anything about the account with you. So I said this over the phone. She hung up. Whatever. So anyway, back to when she came in. She came in. She's bad mouthing everybody. Talks to my coworker. My coworker says, I will talk to you because I know the situation. I have dealt with you before. I've gotten his verbal confirmation that it is your unit, essentially, that you are paying on it. No problem. She's like, well, I'm not paying the late fee. No way, no how, not doing it. Okay. She's like, I will pay you everything except for the late fee. She's like, okay, well, I can't take a partial payment. Let me see if I can get this approved. She's like, well, okay. She hands my coworker the check, thinking that it's going to get paid onto her account, even though the check that she wrote is for a partial payment. Okay? Cannot accept that check. Cannot process it. She said, I will hold on to this check. If my higher-ups say that I can go ahead and process this payment and they will take off the late fee, then I will process it. 2 weeks go by. And she comes in, she's like, why didn't you cash the check? Blah, blah, blah. I told you to cash the check. She's like, I told you I wasn't cashing the check. I told you that I need you to come back in and talk to this person that is higher above us, that they want to make this deal with you, that you sign that you are leaving this storage unit facility if you pay a lower rate and you just cut your losses and run. Go away. We don't want you now. And she's like, well, they never called me. I never got any messages. And coworker looks up. She's like, you should have cashed a check. Coworker looks up her account on the computer, says, and now you have another month's rent owed. It's like, well, I'm not paying it. No, they should have called me. I'm here's 2 months. I'm not paying a late fee because technically now she has 2 late fees. So she says, well, I don't know. I don't have my pocketbook. And with all this stuff going on, I had somebody in front of me who was very much enjoying the show, that was signing up for a new lease. And whenever she started spouting off about the check and everything, just a warning, there is going to be profanity from here on out. Just a little bit. I told her, I said, you told her to hold on to the check until everything. She's like, don't you dare talk to me. You're an asshole. Okay. So this is the 3rd time, I do believe, that I've been called an asshole at my job in the last 2 weeks. So apparently I'm an asshole. Anywho, so I just, you know what? Fine, whatever. And I go back to dealing with the customers that I was dealing with. She leaves because she forgot her wallet. Doesn't have her card or anything on her. Leaves. We finally get our higher-ups on the line. She makes a deal. She says, okay, you need to have her sign this. She's out by Saturday. She pays what she owes. Out by Saturday. We will waive the late fees. She's done with us. Never again. Okay, cool. So my coworker goes on lunch. I go out to, I think it was, no, I was taking somebody to their unit because somebody else just rented a unit. So they're like, oh, okay, can you take me to the unit? No problem, I'll take you out there. She was in a big truck and everything, so I took her around and showed her where everything was. And on the way back, coworker's at lunch, mind you. She sees, because my coworker lives on the property, while she's out walking her dog, she sees somebody pull in, start taking things out of Juanita's unit. Because Juanita hasn't technically not paid, they're not allowed in the unit. So, coworker being on lunch break, going in there, going over to them while walking the dog, says, you can't be taking stuff out of this unit. You're not allowed in this unit. Technically, you are trespassing and now stealing. You cannot be here. They get all bent out of shape. We have gates at our facility. We close the gates, make it so nobody can come in or out, all that good stuff. So now Juanita comes back because they called and they're like, oh, they're not letting us take anything out, all that stuff. Juanita comes back. And she comes in and she's like, oh my gosh, I gave you money. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You said I had till Saturday. You said I could take a couple things out. She's like, I told you could take one or two things out. Even though we're not supposed to, I'm extending that courtesy to you. They are emptying the unit. You need to pay. And I also need this signature on this piece of paper saying that you will be out by Saturday at 5 p.m. She's like, okay, just give me the piece of paper. I'll sign it and I'll pay for it. She's like, actually, since the unit is not in your name, it is in your son's name, your son has to be here to sign it. That is the legal standard that I have to go by. Meanwhile, my coworker had like a 10-minute lunch break to take her dog out. So she calls her son up. David, you got to get here real quick. They're not letting me sign anything. Blah, blah, blah. And she's sitting there. She gets off the phone. She's sitting there. She looks in her pocketbook. And then she just walks out the door. And I've seen this before. She goes, ah, 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 and then like walks outside. Closes the door, closes and all that, and all you hear is wailing, like a situation like you see on like a horrible funeral type of deal. Matter of fact, being a crier at a funeral, for anybody out there who wishes to be an actor, yes, you can get hired to cry at a funeral. You can do it for shows, or you can do it for actual funerals. It is a thing. But it sounded like she was forcing wailing of a cry, and I've seen this before. My stepmother is Italian. Now, she is like the complete opposite of this. My stepmother is one where she will get angry. Everything has to be her way or the highway. No, this is always the right way to do things. You don't know what you're talking about if you don't do it this way. And if you disagree with her, or if you have more clout than her and she gets angry, she will just up and walk out. So I'm not listening to this. Okay. But I have seen this in an Italian step family where somebody gets upset and they walk out and they just start bawling their eyes out. It's incredibly uncomfortable, but I kind of find that hilarious because this is totally an Italian guilt trip. It's like stereotypical type of Italian guilt trip. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is borderline hilarious, because she was sitting there calling me an asshole. She was cursing up a storm. She was bad-mouthing the company that I'm working for, which, the company isn't fantastic, but it's whatever. You don't sit there and just badmouth the people that have no control over what's going on here, that are just doing what we are told. We are doing our jobs as customer representative, or the service representatives for the company, and we are trying to do everything that we can, and we are bending over backwards to help you, and you're still going to fake cry out in my parking lot? Give me a freaking break. So, finally, the son comes, pays for the 2 months rent, no late fees were charged, didn't pay the missing June payment, and they will be out by Saturday. Yes. So hopefully they are out by Saturday at 5 p.m. whenever I close the store. Because if they are not, the police are technically going to, or can technically get called to escort them off the premises. I will then change the lock on that unit. Yes. And I will totally make it non-billable time for me changing that unit, or that lock on that unit. Whatever stuff is in there, I don't care. It's getting locked. It is no longer their property. They are out at 5 p.m. So, yeah, I have had kind of a week, and I only worked 2 days this week. I had a guy yesterday tell me that he's reporting us to the Better Business Bureau because he got a late fee because he took his card, he requested to be off automatic payments, so he didn't get charged, and whenever he didn't pay his bill, he got a late fee. He's going to report that to the Better Business Bureau. This is the idiocy I deal with. That was yesterday. Just let you know how much of an asshole I can be. He walks in. Little short story. He walks in and says, how much do I owe? Okay, give him the number. He's like, what? Why is it so much? I said, well, you have a late fee. You got a late fee. He's like, well, screw that. I'm not paying that. I said, I cannot remove this. It is outside of my capability of removing this late fee, especially at this amount. I think that was like a $30 amount or something like that. They cut it off for us at like $20. So, anyway, he's like, well, I'll just take all the stuff out of my unit and leave. I said, I looked at my sheet, because I have a sheet of all the people that are overlocked. I look at my sheet and I said, have fun with that. I said, because you're overlocked, so you can't get in your unit right now. He's like, what? So yeah, he was quite fun to deal with. He didn't call me an asshole though, and I know I can be asshole-ish, but I'm not an asshole. But I can be. And it's getting to the point where I just might be sometimes, because you know what? Some people just need it, because they are relentless with what they want. They want to be spoon-fed everything, and they want us to pay their bill for them too. Yeah, not happening. Not doing it. I'm done. So anyway, that's the video that I have for this week. A little bit more fun than just, would you let somebody cheat off a test, or what was it? What would you do if someone was cheating off your test? So yeah, if you have something to add, take away, or any comments to make on either the test question or the fun little story that I just told, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, all those YouTube things. I will see you tomorrow with the unboxing video that we are doing. I just got to do an intro and outro type thing for that. Most of it was actually filmed in our living room, so you get to see my couch with a rainbow Afghan on it. So yeah, anyway, all kinds of fun to be had there. Not completely useless stuff, kind of fun to watch. Anyway, no clue what all we got until you watch it. So anyway, until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs from this asshole.